It is a Tuesday morning in an outer suburb of a city you would recognize immediately if I named it. A man is standing in the plumbing aisle of a hardware store holding two slightly different pipe fittings, trying to work out which one fits his laundry sink. He is wearing a faded t-shirt. His ute outside is 10 years old with a small dent in the back panel he has never bothered to fix. Nobody in this hardware store knows that this man is worth roughly $650 million. Not because he is hiding from the law, not because he is ashamed of it, but because almost nothing about how he built it or how he lives now ever needed anyone else to know. This is not a story about luck. It is not a story about one genius idea. It is a story about boring businesses, quiet decisions, and a kind of wealth that almost never shows up on social media. He did not build this through a tech startup or a hot stock tip. He built it through things most people walk past without a second thought. Vending machines in train stations and gyms across the suburbs. Coin laundromats in apartment blocks where renters do not own machines. Council parking arrangements near busy shopping strips. Long-term billboard leases on land beside the highway. Commercial cleaning contracts for office buildings after hours. None of these businesses are exciting. None of them make headlines. And that is exactly the point. People need to wash clothes whether the economy is strong or weak. People still buy a drink from a machine on a hot day regardless of interest rates. Cars still need somewhere to park. Offices still need cleaning. These are not businesses built on hope. They are built on things people cannot avoid needing. He bought these one at a time. A few machines here. A small contract there. None of it looked impressive on its own. But repeated for years with profits reinvested instead of spent, the picture slowly changed. Here is the part most people get wrong about wealth like this. They assume someone with hundreds of millions must live like it. He does not. The ute outside is old on purpose. The house is in a normal suburb, the kind with a shopping center and a primary school nearby. Nothing about his daily life invites questions. This is not modesty for the sake of appearances. It is armour. Because the moment people sense real money, something changes. Conversations shift. Requests start arriving. Old friends remember they always liked you. Family problems suddenly need solving with your bank account instead of your time. By staying ordinary on the outside, he protects something most wealthy people lose without realizing it. He protects the version of his relationships that existed before the number got large. But staying quiet about wealth like this comes with a weight nobody warns you about. A close friend was once struggling to keep a small business open. One transfer could have fixed it instantly. He did not write that check. Instead, he spent several weekends helping restructure the pricing, the supplier terms, and the cash flow timing. It took longer. It was less dramatic. But a year later, his friend's business was stable, built on decisions his friend made and understood, not on a quiet rescue he would never have known the size of. That is the real cost of staying invisible. You carry the power to fix things instantly, and you often choose the slower path instead because you understand something most people do not. Help that removes ownership rarely helps for long. The moment he actually crossed $650 million did not happen at a meeting or on a stage. It happened standing in that same hardware store, glancing at a number on his phone between comparing two pipe fittings. No music. No applause. Just a man holding the wrong fitting, slightly amused that this was the moment. What he has said since is that the satisfaction was never really about the number. It was about watching a system he built, piece by boring piece, keep working without him needing to perform, impress, or explain himself to anyone. The businesses keep running on a Tuesday morning that most people overlook completely. And that, more than the number itself, is what actually feels like winning. This video is for general education and storytelling purposes only and is not personal financial advice. Building wealth through unglamorous, essential businesses is a real strategy, but outcomes vary significantly based on circumstances, capital, and risk. Here on Ontim Finance, we explain money in simple words, including the strategies most people never hear about. If this kind of story made you think differently about wealth, subscribe. And tell me in the comments, would you rather build wealth quietly like this or have people know?